I've made a horrible mistake as a beginner game developer, but before I explain the mistake, I think it's important to explain how I got here in the first place. Because if you're trying to make a game too, you might end up making the exact same mistakes I did. So, I'm a beginner game developer but I don't have I don't know how to script or build. I'm trying to learn. I've tried to learn both, but I realized pretty quickly I love designing games more than I like actually scripting or building them. So it was pretty difficult for me to actually make the games. But I am really passionate about making the game. So instead of building the game myself, I decided to fund the project and hire developers to help build it for me. But that's where everything started to start going wrong or start taking a bad turn. At first, when I started looking for a developer on Upwork, I thought I found a perfect developer to make the game for me. He told me he could build the complete alpha for the game for $800. And since I've never built a game before, I've never been in that space to hire for a game developer before, I didn't really know if that price made sense or not. But I was okay with that price, definitely for getting the alpha of my dream game to get done and in the works. I was extremely excited, and everything was going really good at the beginning. I was getting updates on the game weekly. The game was making a lot of progress. Everything seemed to be going really, really good. And every time he would give an update, I would immediately go into Roblox Studio to see the new changes because I was so excited. But very soon after that, maybe a week or two after, everything started going bad. The updates started slowing down, and I realized I was having to be the one to reach out for the updates, or he most likely wasn't gonna update me on the project and how it was going. And eventually I figured out that he was juggling multiple projects at the same time, and my project just happened to be the lowest of priorities, on the lowest bracket of priorities. After I found that out, I ended up firing him, and then I ended up looking for a different dev or a different dev team to work on the game. And I ended up finding someone, and I ended up paying double the price. I ended up paying around $1,600 for the game to be made. And with these devs, or this dev team, it was a lot cleaner. They were giving updates. But after I found that out, I ended up firing him, and then I ended up looking for a different dev or a different dev team to work on the game. And I ended up finding someone, and I ended up paying double the price. I ended up paying around $1,600 for the game to be made. And with these devs, or this dev team, it was a lot cleaner. They were giving updates. But after this time of hiring them, I realized I made a pretty big mistake, or not just one mistake. It was a combination of a lot of mistakes that ended up just being leading to a big failure, in my opinion. The first mistake was hiring developers before I understood anything about the actual process of hiring or actually making games. I didn't know what systems normally cost, or how much maps a normal map size would cost. I didn't know if the developer was going to use free assets that I wouldn't be able to actually use in a game without being like copyrighted or getting in trouble, without having like the chance of being getting in trouble, or if they're actually going to build models in Blender or not. The second mistake that I made, which was a pretty big one, I knew how much I wanted to spend on the game and how much I was comfortable with, but I didn't have an idea or an expectation of what they would actually cost, the build. And I can say now that after all the process is done, that they've finished building it, and I've looked at the map, that I'm not happy with how the game looks, or even how it feels to play the game, because they use a lot of free models, and it clashes with the style of the game as well. So right now, instead of rushing development again, I've decided to take a step back and do more research on the development process, and actually how much these things would actually cost, and how much would be good prices, and reaching out to different devs and seeing how much they would pay for each of the services. But I can say that even though I'm not happy with the end result of the game, I can say that I'm happy that I made these mistakes now at the beginning, rather than something happening in the middle and everything falling apart.